The construction of the SGR started on Thursday morning, and the first thing the Chinese construction company did was to put up this gate near the embankment close to the eastern gate before erecting the fence going inside the park. The place is heavily guarded by KWS rangers who are not allowing anyone to get close, the animals grazing a distance away.
After getting the outcry from those who came for the morning game drive, we came down here with some members and we were refused to access the site. It is very observing them the stop order. They refused to take anything. They only told us to take the stop order to the higher office, which they did not give us the direction.
This order, issued on June 6, 2017, reinstating a stop order for the construction of Phase 2A of the standard gauge railway between Nairobi and Naivasha section passing through the park, was served to the Kenya Railway Corporation, China Road Contractors and KWS.
We got the first stop order in the year 2016, and then it was reinstated last year by the High Court. And we served the Kenya Railway Corporation MD, and then also went to the Chinese contractors. We gave them, I have the stop order here and the letters confirming that we gave them the stop order. So this is just pure impunity and contempt of the court stop order.
The Kenya Railways MD Atana Maina wrote this letter dated 4th July 2017, asking the Chinese contractors to comply with the National Environment Tribunal's orders. It appears their stay of compliance lasted only 8 months.
If court orders are meaningless, then there will be no point of people taking their disputes to court. And in this particular case, what is being defied really is not really just an order of the court. It's an order of parliament, because it's a statutory order which says that when an appeal is filed against a project of this nature, then it must be stopped.
According to a source working for the construction company who spoke to NTV on condition of anonymity via WhatsApp, said, "We are mapping and fencing the first 3 kilometers.
And I think at the end of the day, they are going to take a kilometer on either side of the railway. That's 2 kilometers through the heart of the park. There's nothing that will be left of this park. It will be impractical to put the animals here. At the best, it will become a zoo."
Numerous social and environmental issues arising from the works along Phase 2 of the SGR have raised concerns within the communities and stakeholders, including the effects on the surrounding natural environment. This is despite NEMA granting an environmental impact assessment license for the project before a stop order stating that all activities be stopped until the appeal is heard and determined. Dennis, Okari, NTV.
Zahra Yusuf, not her real name, gets escorted to a plane that would fly her out to Nairobi to get help. Mohamed Salah doesn't get the courtesy of a comfortable escort into Wajir law courts to face charges of taking away the innocence of a 15-year-old girl. Moments before her flight to Nairobi, Zahra recounted her torment at the hands of Salah and 2 of his colleagues over a 3-day period. She has no recollection of what happened between when she passed out and the room where she found herself in the company of Salah, but what was clear was that he forced himself on her more than once. When she thought the worst was over, she had no idea that her worst nightmare was just about to begin. It all goes black after taking the liquid, which is suspected to have been spiked with a drug to incapacitate their victims during their assault. But she says every time she would regain consciousness, she would find one of the men by her bedside.
The medical report from the ground, it's shocking. She's in a bad shape.
Zahra, a Form 1 student, left school in the company of a friend who offered to get her a taxi to take her to where she was going. The decision to accept her friend's gesture and drink water from a stranger seemed to have been the beginning of her troubles, and while she walks into a new chapter of her life, she hopes that justice will be served. If it was up to the elders in her community, the young girl's father would have received 5,000 shillings from the accused, and that would have been the end of it.
And it's because of these traditional elders that each time there is a case, they come up, bribe the security people on the ground, come up with funny reconciliation method. They don't even care about the pain that we feel as women.
For women legislators, violence and atrocities against girls and women is rising even with strict sexual offences laws in place.
We need to be helped by the security agencies. They need to train their own people about this evidence, putting it together, presenting it to the court, because the judiciary blames the security.
There is no more that the parliament can do. So right now, all we can do is to be following these cases and making sure and holding the officers to account.
In the first month and a half of 2018, 3 cases of rape have been reported in Wajir County, and there would be many more that go unreported if the culture of taking such crimes to the elders has any say in it.
They have to come to the reality. There is nothing called like maslah.
On Boxing Day 2017, a young girl was gang raped by 5 men. That case is in court. For Salah, freedom will be something he won't enjoy for some time to come if the courts have any say in it.
In the interest of the child, the court will grant the prosecution's application and deny the accused person bond.
His 2 colleagues are men on the run, wanted by the law to face rape charges, an inhumane criminal act that many a times goes unpunished. Leila Mohammed, NTV.